She's the number one, or Pink Friday 2 is the number one trending topic in the United States. Okay. And then, yeah, she's trending. Okay, cool. Now, I'm going to assume, I don't know if this is true, but I'm going to assume who she's talking about is Cardi B. Okay? So, actually, I'll go to billboard.com. So, apparently, a Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion song finally hit the charts. It's been out for over like a week, and apparently it debuted, I think, at 14. Here it goes. So Bongos, it debuted at 14, and I think that's what Nicki's talking about when she says you flopped. And this is me assuming right here. So let's not just say this is what Nicki's saying. I guess she's saying for these women, to put in perspective, I know 14 might be like a good place to land on the charts for most people. For Nicki and for like Cardi, they're usually like, if you're not like in the top 10 at least, or maybe even top 5, at least for the first week, like your record ain't doing shit. They have huge fan bases, so like a top 14, even though for the regular artists would be like really good, for a Nicki or a Cardi, and I keep telling you, they're both kind of competing. They're like, always neck to neck of some sorts. I guess she's saying that Cardi's song flopped. Now, by the way, let's be clear and let's be honest. This might be considered a flop for Cardi B. Let's keep it 100. Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, Bongos. This is Cardi B's next single, or maybe a lead single for the album that's supposedly coming. I don't know when it's coming. She got Meg Thee Stallion, who supposedly, hasn't done really a lot since the Tory case, and she's popping back out. So Cardi, with her lead single for her album, and Meg, who we ain't seen in a while, them being on a song together, I guess people are saying, oh, this should be an easy number 1, right? Except it wasn't number 1, okay? It wasn't number 5. It wasn't in the top 5, nor the top 10. It was number 14. By the way, it was just above, but it wasn't a debut for them. Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice, their song was 15, but that shit been on the charts for 12 weeks. So Bongos is here. It's been on the charts for 1 week, right? And Nicki and Ice Spice song been on the charts for 12 weeks, and they're pretty much neck and neck, right? So I guess they're like, hey, listen, I think the peak position for Nicki and Ice Spice was 7. Yeah, 7. So usually sometimes for how the way they promote these songs, where it debuts is the peak, and I think this is going to be the peak, honestly. So Cardi B and Meg, I think the peak's going to be 14. So I think Nicki Minaj and her stands have something to brag about. But I think that's what Nicki's talking about in saying flopping. Now, I don't know if she's accusing Cardi of calling the cops or swatting her, which I would be very shocked at if Cardi B had anything to do with. But who knows? Like, I really don't know how deep these women beefs go. Or maybe someone did it on behalf of Cardi. I don't know. Regardless, I think most of these messages was aimed at her. Am I right? Somebody said Nicki blames Cardi for everything. I don't know. Z, thank you for the donation. She says, think about it like this. She's 40 with a family talking about sending killers. That's definitely not normal. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe I'm not that in tune with Nicki Minaj's like content. Obviously I knew she had like a lot of sexual-esque lyrics throughout her whole career, but I don't remember early on in her career she was talking about killers and violence like she is now, which that's why it's leading me to think now, like, what the fuck is going on? But whatever. All right. Somebody says Nicki lead single last time I saw you flopping though. What? What? Okay. That's kind of interesting. So she's gonna be on she's gonna be on Queen Radio tomorrow. This is her, Big Zoo, and I believe the Kid. Is this kid 2? Oh, wow.
Bad bitches, yeah, I keep them by the
Okay. All right. All right, man. I think we should move on. What else should we talk about? I know I have a lot of stuff to get to. Somebody said the song will go higher. Majestic, I don't think so. I don't think Bongos is gonna go higher. I think it had the best push up till now. Unfortunately, I don't think that song is as catchy or as like infectious that it's gonna get more popular after this week. I know I know the labels probably did a great job of trying to market it for that first week. I can't see it going higher the second week, honestly. She's gonna drag me on Queen Radio. Oh, I would love that. I would love that. I would love that. Nikki mentioned me on Queen Radio. We gonna find all the victims of that of her husband, and we gonna have a real conversation. Yeah, like Nikki's beef was with Cardi. Like respectfully, I don't think she. Yeah, let me. You know what I mean? Like it's not like really I'm here really campaigning against her. I just think certain shit she does is corny, so I don't think she's mentioning me. You know what I mean? Like it would be stupid of her to mention me. Like you would just bring unnecessary scrutiny, but she could. You know what I mean? I'm always I love to be mentioned by rappers. That little chick they keep trying to silence and shit like that. The one that her husband supposedly did something to. Oh, we have her on here by Monday. That's a fact. She don't mention me. She don't mention me. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So listen. Eventually, I'm pretty sure they're gonna solve whatever issues they have. But really, I only came on here to say Big Zoo's actions is corny, but I'm really blaming this on Nicki. Nicki really got to get a grip with herself. You know, I hate to impose what I think she should be doing on her, or like, I guess I'm using my opinion to be like what I think she should be, but still, just my opinion. Nicki, who is a queen and the best female rapper of all time, I've longed to see some grace from her, compassion, some elegance, some eloquence. I've been trying to see some of these things to be like, yo, Nicki, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, there was a point where, like, even Mariah Carey, like, even though Mariah Carey was actually extra stuck up once she realized she was a shit, but, like, she moved different. She moved like she was, not like these other artists. She moved like very above the fray. And Nicki at this point looked like she's down to waddle in the mud, except it looks worse on her than it would look on somebody else because she's supposed to be the person who's the queen. The queen can't be the ratchet. So, I don't get it. All right. We should move on. A lot more other things to talk about. Let me see what else is going on in hip hop. Y'all spam us some topics, people. Somebody said there's a new Vlad tweet. He's smoking Nicki. By the way, we ain't even finished the Vlad tweet, right? We ain't finished the Vlad tweet. Look, right after that, she previews the song saying she got killers who will pull up and do what she say. We just played the song. This was the same Nicki who threatened to send her husband to Akademiks' house for his comments about her. She did do that. This is the same Nicki who told Meek Mill to have his crew beat up Quentin Miller, which then happened. That did happen. Have you ever heard a woman scream, "My man will fuck you up," over something she started herself? That's Nicki. If you want to see how these stories end, check out my interview with Travis Rudolph. If you don't know, Travis Rudolph is the guy who had to clap a nigga because his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend called her brothers over to fuck him up or shoot his crib up, and he had to kill one of them. After an argument with his girlfriend, she sent her brother and 3 other guys to shoot up his house. One of them ended up dead and another one got shot. Travis got charged with murder, which he luckily beat in trial due to self-defense. To all the men out there, I don't care how fat her ass is or how good the sex is. Avoid women like Nicki who use men as crash dummies like the plague. I said what I said. I do think this is a message to be heard. what's even just more sad is that, bro, I'm telling you, Nicki, again, I know she's, bro, she wants to be seen as 22 for the rest of her life. But I'm telling you, yo, do you know how lit Nicki would be if she really acted like a queen? If she elegantly really just shitted on bitches? Like, and not shit on bitches by doing this back and forth subliminal. She's arguing with like there was a point I think she might even took a shot like at Coyle Ray. Like Coyle Ray's like 16. Like, bro, like you're arguing with people who could be your grandkids. Like, you could shit on everybody by separating yourself and acting, forget your wage, just acting not only your age, but just acting how your legacy is going to have you. You are the greatest female rapper alive. You don't need to argue with these chicks. Anyway. Somebody said there was a new Vlad tweet. Let me see if I can read it. What the heck is this? That's a Vlad? Vlad Tomar. Okay. I don't think there's a new Vlad tweet. Right? Okay. The next thing was this. Jason Lee. So Jason Lee, who's a blogger, has also came out to say he has been getting threatened by Nicki Minaj. And this is why when y'all say, oh, there is a hate train against Nicki. Jason Lee runs Hollywood Unlocked. Okay? Like, he's much more, he's a homosexual. Nothing wrong with that, but he's gay. So he kind of covers female topics, right? Like, it's kind of like Shade Room almost, right? I've always said, like, even with Cardi, like, like I've talked to Cardi personally sometimes, and I've told her, like, because she'll fill me in, be like, oh, no, this is what happened. And I'm like, yo, Cardi, I'm going to keep it a being with you. I'm not even keeping up with it. Like, I don't know what, like, that female subliminal, I don't really keep up with it until it becomes big enough news. But, like, Jason Lee is somebody who definitely, like, operates in that territory, right? So you got the Shade Room, you got Baller Alert, you have, like, On Site, you have Hollywood Unlocked, the Neighborhood Talk. They all do, like, they cover, like, these back and forths. They love a Krishan, they love a Ari, they love all this type of stuff. Now, I assumed when Nicki said to me, send me the address because I'm sending Big Zoo and the Goons to come fuck you up, I assumed that she just really didn't like the fact that I was critical on her about music and some rap shit and just how she generally moved. I didn't know she was doing this to other bloggers or other people that was not even, like, really concerned with the shit that I'm concerned with. So again, I just told you the difference between me and Jason Lee. Apparently she did the same thing to him. So this is where he came out recently. He said, I think he came out today. He says, okay, I think he has an AMP show. Look at this. This is what he said.
Lock them the fuck up. Now, let me say another thing. If you're a barb and you support this behavior, you support child molesters and rapists too, because you're also complicit. You're funding the machine. But all of you are so sick. Now, is Nicki Minaj a phenomenal rapper? Yes. I dance to her music every time it comes on in the club. I play it here. I love Nicki's music. And everything I've said nice about her, I believe. But I can tell you with what's currently in the news right now, it's clear. It's clear. It's clear. Nicki Minaj and her husband want Cardi and Offset dead. And guess what? If anything happens to him, we know where to go. If you know Kenneth Petty's parole officer, please send it to me. Email it to me right now. Send it to Hollywood Unlocked. Please DM us, because I'm going to call them and send them this receipt that I got of them trying to hire somebody to come get me. You wouldn't be the first celebrity. That white hit bitch from Sweetie Pies tried to hire somebody too, and they almost were successful, but got caught. Where's he at now? In life. Prison in life. Alive.
Now, let me pause real quick. When me and Nicki had our exchange, I don't, again, I'm not that cool with a lot of people, like, on the industry level. I don't know how far it went. I don't know if Nicki, like, paid somebody, be like, yo, go do something. I don't know. I really just honestly don't know. All I know is what she told me, which is send me an address. I'm going to have Big Zoo. You know what I mean? You got to talk to my husband. And I was just thinking, why the fuck I got to talk to your husband? You know what I mean? But again, I've been telling you, she's been using him as an attack dog. Now, here's the thing too. Before that happened, before she contacted me directly. So at that time, I was doing just like YouTube videos and, I was just giving my opinion on whatever going on in the culture. And I was doing these little quick YouTube videos, which by the way, I just kind of like almost like, I'm trying to start back up again slightly. And one morning, I can't remember what year this is. Well, one morning I get a call from Charlemagne the God. And Charlemagne first says, yo, Ak, what did you do to Nicki Minaj? And I said, what? Oh, I remember the video I did that pissed her off. I did a video. This was when she was going through the breakup with Meek. And I said, honestly, I think Meek's career was being held back by being with Nicki. I think he's better off not being with her. Remember their breakup was a little bit, whatever. And Meek was starting to snap when he was like getting out of that relationship. So, I care about the raps. I wasn't the biggest fan of Meek, but I was like, nah, I think Meek is good without Nicki. Fuck all that shit. She didn't like the fact, this is why she got mad at me. She didn't like the fact that I was putting out a narrative that Meek wasn't down bad. Just think about how egotistical you have to be. I said nothing bad about her. I just said Meek is going to be fine without Nicki Minaj. Charlemagne calls me and says, what did you do to Nicki? I said, what? First of all, I've never talked to Nicki a day in my life. Obviously, there was very few people in the industry that even had my number. Charlemagne was one of them. And he calls me and he says, yeah, yo, Nicki reached out to me like he wanted to know like where you work at type shit, like what's going on. Like, I get to find out through subsequent conversation, not necessarily through Charlemagne. Nicki made a few calls after she heard my YouTube videos to try to figure out where I worked at. She wanted to know, oh, if this is a radio guy, y'all get this nigga fired. Like, and at that time, radio stations was all about leverage. If you tell a radio programmer, yo, I'm never doing an interview with you unless you fire so-and-so, they're probably going to fire so-and-so because they wanted to interview. So she was calling around a couple of people. Charlemagne is one of the people who reached out directly to me. But she called a few people, and what I got from talking to everybody who she, kind of reached out to was Nicki Minaj wanted to know where you worked at. And it reminded me why what went down with her and Hot 97 went that way. Remember when they criticized her music and she said she wasn't going back up there until they apologized. She wasn't doing Summer Jam. Nicki Minaj was essentially trying to figure out where I worked at to potentially get me fired. Luckily, I worked for myself. And that was a little odd, but I was like, damn. I see why people in this industry are scared to really speak the truth about some of these guys. Because if someone could just make a call, because I didn't even say nothing crazy. They heard some marginal shit you said, but you didn't dick suck them. So they want to throw their weight around to get you to lose your occupation or your livelihood. I see why people shut the fuck up. But that's where it started. I shrugged that off, and that's when she DM'd me. Okay? Going back to what Jason Lee is saying. So it looked like I don't know if Jason Lee is kind of hinting at her getting people to get him in terms of violence. I'm always honest. If it was that, the only thing with violence that kind of perceived was violence was like, yo, I'm going to get Big Zoo to fuck you up type shit. She never, I never heard anything about like, yo, she was trying to get other people to do something. Like, maybe she was, I don't know. Only thing, but she told me directly, you got to talk to my husband. And I was just like, wow, the fuck, I got to talk to your husband. Like, what the fuck is this? Anyway.
And guess what? If anything happens to him, we know where to go. If you know Kenneth Petty's parole officer, please send it to me. Email it to me right now. Send it to Hollywood Unlocked. Please DM us, because I'm going to call them and send them this receipt that I got of them trying to hire somebody to come get me. You wouldn't be the first celebrity. That white hit bitch from Sweetie Pies tried to hire somebody too, and they almost were successful, but got caught. Where's he at now? In life. Prison in life. Hello. Ain't nobody hiding from you bitches. I'm going to be here every motherfucking day. I'm committing my whole life now to reporting on all this shit. I told my team every resource we got, cover it. Everything you see, put it up. Anything you hear, put it out. If you don't find it, go look for it. We ain't hiding from nobody, and I'm tired of the
Hey, this is one thing, I don't think I see eye to eye on Jason Lee on everything, but what I do like about him is that he's always ever since I've heard of him, he's always been the person that doesn't fold. And I like that because I remember at first when I was like, started doing my thing and people realized I just wouldn't bow to these rappers, like a lot of people it was like concerned. They're like, yo, you're gonna get hurt, this and third. And it's like everybody was trying to talk me into like, yo, no, these rappers, when they say something, you just should just lay down and just like whatever. So, I remember I was like, nah, fuck that. Like, bro, like none of these guys gave me a chance. Like, yo, I don't even give a fuck about interviewing them. I make more talking about them. And I seen that Jason Lee dude, and I seen that he was also just not bowing down to these people as well, like in his world. And I was like, I respect it. I don't gotta agree with him on everything, but I respect it.
high road. The high road got tired. So now here I am. I'm going to let Michelle do that. Period.
Okay. Now, wow, that was interesting. By the way, Ariel Jenkins, thank you for the donations on YouTube. She says, "Hey, thank you for getting me through the workday. I appreciate you. Listen, if you are able to like listen to me at work while you're driving a truck, any type of thing you're doing, and I help you pass the day, I appreciate you so much because shit, you're helping me as well, right? You're helping me pass my day because I be bored as fuck too. Like when I'm super bored, I gotta get on stream. Yeah." And Nazir Howell says, "Yo, we fuck with you, heavy big act. Thank you, bro." Okay, cool. So look, now here's the thing, and this is where we get a little bit deep into it. A lot of these things I have like these little ancillary knowledge, or like sometimes I really go down these rabbit holes. As much as y'all might think I do share on stream, and I think I kind of like try to bring more information and enlighten on you on what's going on. I don't say everything, right? Now, allegedly, early on in Nicki's career, she used to be backed by certain people that was of certain notoriety in New York. You would hear her say on certain records, she would say Web and Nitty. And you'll hear those names a lot. You'll hear those names a lot with a lot of rappers who kind of came either up through the New York scene or even sometimes Jersey, because you used to hear it from Joe Budden as well. And those people who I don't know who they are, honestly, but what I've realized who they are were kind of people in the streets who kind of, either supported these people's careers early on, but they were definitely, I'm not going to say enforcers, but they made sure these people had some street credibility, right? So early on in Nicki's career, she would mention
Lock them the fuck.
Oh, my bad. Web and Nitty. And apparently there was a clip, or actually a screenshot of not too long ago when Webb's brother, I think somebody named Fly Tie or something like that, they said that Nicki Minaj got mad at like either Webb and Nitty or whatever, for not going at Jason Lee. So it seems like they're corroborating what Jason Lee is saying. Looked like Nicki went to her street niggas to say, yo, this fuck nigga, this gay dude is messing with me. I want y'all to get at him. And apparently they refused to get at the dude, and Nicki got mad at them. So supposedly the brother of Webb came out and said that. I wish I could find the screenshot. I probably could find the screenshot. Where is the screenshot? Let me see if I can find it. It's probably somewhere. Probably see if I can find that shit. Let me find it. Give me. I want to. I like putting all the receipts on the fucking on the table. Here we go. Give me a second. I think he might have posted the screenshot that deleted it. Oh, okay. Somebody got it here. My bad. Somebody got it here. Here we go. This is the match. Okay, here we go. Cool. So this is supposedly that screenshot in question. I'm going to make it bigger that we could read it. It's going to tell you a lot. So this is supposedly the brother, supposedly, of like Nitty, right? Or not Webb, I mean. By the way, what he said is that it's true. Nicki and her man allegedly tried to hire folks to come get me. I chose not to address it publicly. But after seeing that he was dumb enough to get on the internet to threaten to kill Offset, I want to speak to the DA and parole officers, receipt attached. So apparently Jason Lee said he wants to speak to, the police about a previous threat that Nicki Minaj made, and then he got proof that Nicki made it because the person Nicki was trying to get to do something to him came out and exposed Nicki. So this is I Am Fly Ty. You probably could look up his name on Instagram, but they said, Nicki, the jukes is up. No more using my brother Webb and Nitty name for clout. And you ain't trying to help niggas' situation out. Which, by the way, you have to realize it's like a transaction with all these like street dudes that's like kind of holding down these rappers, right? If they're over here fighting your beef or beating up like your ops in the streets, they're expecting you're gonna, break him off with this money, help him with this artist or whatever the case is. And if you're not doing your part, at some point they're gonna be like, yo, this is not beneficial to them, right? So it says, this person says, you're not using my brother Webb and Nitty name for clout no more, and you ain't trying to help my nigga situation out. Said, this is why I blocked you and cursed you out when you got mad at me for not cutting Meek Mill off when y'all broke up. Meek could confirm. Your baby father, I guess he sold my Big Zoo, is nobody to me. He wasn't outside when I was outside. I was sparing him for my brother. But y'all niggas know what it is with me. Don't mention my brother or Nitty in none of your records. I said what I said. And he still got that same old AP I had when I was robbing, LOL. He might want to come work for me. The fuck? Okay? And they said, these niggas know what it is with me. You got mad at Webb for not going at Jason Lee, right? So this is the relevant part. These niggas know what it is with me. You got mad at Webb for not going at Jason Lee and Hollywood Unlocked for exposing your husband. Girl, bye. Okay? Yeah, if you do a quick Google search of Nicki Minaj, Webb, Nitty, you'll find a bunch of songs where, she is, oh shit, what the fuck? Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Genius be having too much information. You want to hear what Genius say about Webb and Nitty? Nah, Genius got too much information. Okay, on Rake It Up, it says, Rep Queens like Supreme, ask Webb and Nitty. Ask Bimmy and Joe. Nigga, run me my dough. That's Nicki Minaj's verse on Rake It Up. Somebody says the Supreme Team is a legendary cocaine dealing organization based in Southside Queens, where Nicki grew up. Bimmy was a member of the Supreme Team. Who fellow Queens native 50 Cent was also mentioned on his 2000 track Get a Quan. I know a lot of niggas that get dough like Bimmy and Joe. Webb and Nitty are infamous street coke hustlers. God damn. I'm like, what the fuck? Who managed Joe Budden during his career in NYC. Nicki mentions her interactions with Webb on 2012 Champion as well as 2014 Chirac, also mentioning Nitty and Queens. The line is also similar to Joe's line on his 2016 song Uncle Joe. Came up with Nitty and Webb on New Supreme and Queens. Okay? So, I don't know. I have no idea if she was trying to get something physical done to Jason Lee, but with all due respect, Jason Lee's gay. It's like, bro, like why would you get some gangsters to go beat up Jason Lee? Just get a group of Kershaw Rocks and you probably got the job done, right? Okay. All right. I think we're done with that. Finally done with Nicki Minaj. By the way, again, I still have to say, bro, I don't fucking hate her. I've still covered her and given her a lot of props when she deserves it afterwards. She's a shitty person, and there's a lot of people who are in this game who are talented, but are shitty people. It is what it is, right? All right, let's keep this shit moving. What else is going on in